Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of the Blender Story course. If you've been following the series from the beginning and completing the projects, I have to congratulate you. It shows you've made your decision and you're serious about it. You're one of those people who don't stop until the job is done. Just like Jon Snow. Well, not that Jon Snow. This is just his Discord profile name. Sorry, I don't know your real name, but you're definitely making waves. Jon Snow took it to the next level by sharing his work on Discord. He modeled Andy's bed without even using blueprints. That's a huge improvement. It's so exciting to see progress like this in such a short time. And he didn't stop there. He's even started his own personal project, which is absolutely amazing. It seriously brings tears of joy to my eyes. Look at this house and garden. And check out that grill fence. It's awesome. I'm rooting for you, Jon Snow. I hope you keep crushing it and go on to even bigger and better things. Everyone else, we're waiting for you on Discord. Just click the invite link in the description and come join us for some fun and learning. Alright, let's get down to business. The model we're making in this episode is rug. It looks pretty simple, right? But let me tell you, there are times when you're asked to model something that seems easy and you confidently accept, thinking, I've done way harder models than this. This should be a breeze. You might even say, I'll finish this in under 10 minutes. But once you start, unexpected challenges pop up. The opposite can also happen. A project that looks complicated at first, but when you dive in, you're surprised by how simple it actually is. So don't let this situation make you overconfident or discouraged. Instead, just start modeling and get the job done, no matter what, okay? In this episode, we're going to train our brains for exactly these kinds of situations. We'll do things a little differently this time. First, before you watch the video, go ahead and download the blueprints from the link in the description and bring it into Blender and try modeling the rug on your own. Push your brain and see if you can model this asset without watching the rest of this video. Then come back and continue watching to see how your approach compares to what I'm going to teach you today. This way, your mind will slowly become more independent, and soon enough, you'll be able to rely more on yourself and not need to watch so many tutorials. You'll become a faster and better modeler step by step. And that's what we should all aim for, to get there as quickly as possible. But remember, this doesn't mean you should stop learning altogether. Only seek out tutorials when you really hit a wall. Alright, if you've given the modeling a try, let's get started. I hope you managed to model the rug, but if not, don't worry, it's totally normal because there are still more tools to learn, okay? But like I said, we're doing things a bit differently today. So I'm going to make it a little easier for you. I'm going to show you a new method, and after that, you can go back and try again. Okay, let's see if this new technique helps you model the rug. Alright, this method might feel familiar. Let me first move the blueprint a little below the grid. Okay, in the first step, I'm going to go to the curve section and add a path. If you go to the curve data properties, you're going to see in the geometry section under bevel, we've already used the depth setting before, right? We used it when we modeled the chair frame. And those properties were in the round tab in the bevel section. Now, if you click on the object tab, you're going to see a new set of properties, and it asks you to choose an object as the profile. Just make sure this object is also a curve. For example, I'm going to make a circle. In object mode, I'm going to move it to the side a bit. Now I'll select the path again, click on the eyedropper, and choose the circle as the object. Alright? Now, you can change the shape of the circle any way you want. And you're going to see the profile of the path change in real time. You can even duplicate it in edit mode. Okay, just make sure you are in edit mode and it will still work correctly. The duplicated curve will still affect the profile. Pretty cool, right? This method gives us way more flexibility compared to the round tab, and we can create custom profiles. Okay, that's all you need to know. Now, with this new knowledge, please go back and try modeling the rug again. Alright, I hope you succeeded. Now let's go ahead and model the rug together using this technique. In the first step, I'm going to create a plane, and in edit mode, I'm going to scale it to fit this small intersection. Pay attention, I'm focusing on the center here because we're going to turn it into a curve and give it some thickness later. Now I'm going to select these vertices, press Ctrl B, then press V to bevel them. Notice that when I move my mouse, the vertices are crossing over each other. To stop this from happening, you can press C for clamp. Now you see that the vertices won't cross anymore. Super handy. I'm going to scroll up twice to add more vertices and then click to confirm. Okay, next I'm going to select this middle face, press X and choose only faces to delete just the face. Now, keep in mind that there might be two vertices sitting on top of each other here, which is exactly what's happening right now. So I'm going to press A, then M, and click on by distance. Now you're going to see that the vertices are merged. Okay? By the way, you could have used a circle with 16 segments for this part too. If you did that, you'd bring it here in edit mode and adjust its size. Then delete the vertices on the right side, add a mirror modifier, turn on clipping, and select these vertices to extrude them all the way. After that, apply the mirror modifier. So that's another way to do it. You can use whichever method you like, okay? Now we need to turn this into a curve. You've seen this before, right? Just right-click, go to Convert to, and choose Curve. Now we have our path. For the profile, I'm going to add a circle from the Curve section. I'm going to select the path, go to the Curve Properties, and under Bevel, in the Geometry section, click on the Object tab, and select the circle as the object. Then I'm going to go to the top view, select the circle, and scale it in edit mode to match the reference thickness. Okay, here comes the fun part. In edit mode, press A to select everything, then press Shift D to duplicate and move it along the x-axis. Pretty cool, right? Now all you need to do is press Shift R to repeat the last action and duplicate it as many times as you need. Very easy, right? To make sure everything working correctly, I'm going to duplicate the rock, rename it to rock, and hide these two so they don't distract us. Okay? And I'm going to right click, go to Convert to, and choose Mesh. Okay? I'm going to add a subdivision surface modifier, set the viewport levels to 2, then right click and choose Shader Smooth. Okay? Here's that. Now let's make the middle part of the rock. It's super simple. Just add a round cube, and here set the radius to a little over 1. Okay? Delete the vertices on one side, and scale it down in edit mode. Now move it into place, add a mirror modifier, and turn on clipping. Select this edge loop by holding Alt and click, then extrude them. And don't forget to enable Shader Smooth. Done. Now select everything and scale it down along the Z-axis a bit to get the right shape. Alright, now these two objects are still separate, but we want to combine them into one. You've already learned about parenting, but parenting just connects objects without actually merging them. What I'm going to show you now will actually combine two or more objects into one object or into one mesh. In this method, the order of selection is really important as always. Take a look at these two cubes. This one has no modifiers, and this one has a subdivision surface modifier. First, I'm going to select the one with the modifier, then the one without, and press Ctrl J to join them. As you can see, the modifiers of the last selected object override the first selection. In this case, since the last selected cube had no modifiers, the subdivision surface modifier was deleted. Notice that it's not applied, it's deleted. Okay? Now, if I do it the other way around, selecting the one without the modifier first, then the one with the modifier, and pressing Ctrl J, you're going to see that now the first cube inherits the subdivision surface modifier. As you can see, both cubes have now merged into one mesh. Alright, very cool. Now to separate them, you need to go into edit mode, press A to select all the components, and then press P for separate. And here in this menu, choose by loose parts. This way, any meshes that aren't connected will be separated into their own individual mesh. You can easily see this in the outliner, right? As you can see, both cubes still have the subdivision surface modifier. So now you understand the key difference between parenting and joining meshes. When you use parenting, the meshes remain separate, so each mesh can keep its own modifiers. But when you combine meshes or join meshes, they become a single object. In that case, the modifiers from one of the objects must be considered, and that will be the modifiers of the last selection, which will override the others. Pretty simple, right? Okay, now let's get back to our model. Here I'm going to select the middle mesh. You can see that it has the mirror modifier, and if I select this other object, you're going to see that this one has the subdivision surface modifier. So, if the middle object is my first selection, all its modifiers will be erased, and it will inherit the modifiers from the last selected object. This means I need to apply the mirror modifier here, right? Okay, I'm going to apply the mirror modifier now. Okay, now I'm gonna hold Shift and click on this object to make it my last selection, and then press Ctrl J. You can see that they've now merged into one mesh. Awesome! Alright guys, that's the modeling of our rug. Don't forget to join our Discord and share any questions or problems you have. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye!